You're a pirate, okay. That's good.
Pirates saw my boat, he wouldn't be bothered, you know. I mean, he'd look at it and go, look, I've got more money than you. And they have, you know.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what is your pitch?
It was my wash.
So,
I sailed away.
okay.
I was working in the university, okay, and the money ran out for the research, and the boss went up to New Zealand, and I decided I had a little bit of money from the pension scheme for the university, so I quit working in the university, and I built a boat and sailed away. I have no idea.
When were you born?
November 20.
That's a Sagittarius.
I don't think so. I left England with £1,000, and
Wow.
that money disappeared very rapidly in the Caribbean. So I had to work, and so wherever I am, I have to work. My independence, I just, you know, if I don't like somewhere, I pull the anchor up and I bugger off. You know, wherever I am, it's entirely up to me whether I like it or not, and I can move. In 10 minutes, I can pull the anchor up and go somewhere. Took 5 years building the boat.
Okay.
So by 1976, I launched it. In 1976, 1977, I sailed away.
And you said you had no previous background with sailing boats, no family members?
And I had no interest in sailing as such. The interest was in going places.
Right.
And the boat was a way of getting there.
You've gone around 4 times.
Well, yeah,
3.
approaching 4 now.
You're approaching 4 times.
You know, look at it now, you know, 40 years on, 50 years on, it's still a boat, and it's still taking me from A to B to C, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Last year in May, I was in New Zealand. Here I am in Africa. You know, I've already done 9,000 miles in less than a year.
Have you ever gotten lost at sea?
Lost?
No?
No.
Okay. So have you found zoology helping you in any way, traveling around the world, understanding the world better, or
No,
being in
I
coming
can
in
look
handy?
at an animal and decide whether it's edible or not. Probably easier.
Okay, that helps. Have you been to the North Pole?
Oh shit, no, I don't go. I only go 20. I go 35 south and 35 north.
Okay. What's the strangest thing you've ever picked up in the ocean?
Oh, I used to collect rare shells. So I used to dive for shells at night time, live shells.
Yeah.
I mean, these days it's a sort of frowned on. And
You dive for them
I
at
certainly
night?
don't do it anymore now.
Yeah.
But you could find a little weird little shell which could be this big,
Yeah.
and it would have been worth an enormous amount of money.
What's your scariest moment in the ocean? Like, have you ever had a storm that was completely beyond
The
you?
very first year I went sailing, there was a huge storm. Because I went to the Caribbean, I lost the mast. I had a few problems
You lost the
eventually
mast,
having
huh?
got the mast back together again.
Mhm.
So I decided to return to England, and I sailed back into England in August in 1979. And if you look it up, there was the thing called a Fastnet gale.
Yeah.
I've been in the Southern Ocean going back from New Zealand back to Tahiti.
Yeah.
I've been in some bad weather. I've had some bad weather in the south end of the Mozambique Channel here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got turned almost upside down. All the time I'm looking for work. You know?
Yeah.
And that's how it was in those early days. When yachties arrived, there weren't yachties in those days. Yachties are the modern term, you know.
Yeah.
But when sailors like myself arrived, with scruffy old boats like mine,
Yeah.
we were looking for work.
Yeah.
Nobody had money in their pocket. Nobody had a tree with money growing out of it. They had to earn their way.
Yeah.
So I've done all sorts of weird things, and that's why I wrote the book. It took me. I mean, I wrote it here and there when I felt the urge. It took 3 or 4 years, probably writing bits and pieces about it, and then finally pushed at the end of the 3 years around, 3 times round, 3 times round, that I finished it off, found a publisher, and there's the.
Is there a place you call home?
Yeah, I born and bred Liverpool.
So that's where you usually
In
go.
my
When was the last
Liverpool
time you
home.
were there?
Hmm?
When was the last time you were in Liverpool?
I used to go home every 10 years. I was home 3 years ago. I
Okay.
left the boat in Tonga and flew home.
Yes.
In those early years, it was young people sailing, adventurous people who wanted to do it, you know, clever people who could manage to make money and find a way of financing the whole thing.
Yeah.
People that, when the boats broke down, that they could repair the bloody things, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Nowadays, it's not like that at all. Now it's retired people who haven't really got a great deal of idea how to sail to start with.
Okay.
No idea how to repair the boat or maintain the boat.
Did you learn how to use the sextant for stars navigation by yourself, or you made a sort of?
No, I had a friend of mine gave me his old sextant, and he helped me initially using Norwich tables, which was hard work to use. But then I moved to using the air tables, which is much more simplified, but still fairly complicated.
I know. I have studied this. I've made an examination.
Yeah.
Me, I've been in the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, in 1970? 1980?
No,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying about, you see.
At that time.
Now there's bloody...
Now there is everything
everywhere. No, but in those days...
But at the same time, what about you were saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then because I saw him that he was taking away so many spanner things from the boat. Me, I'm the one that keep everything for repairing, for... And they say, no, because if I try to do something, every time it's much more expensive that I'm not able to have to do 3-4 times. Sorry. Ciao Alberto.
Okay, let's continue.
Alberto, scusa, ti avevo chiamato.
Have you ever rescued
per
somebody?
sapere come erano andati.
No.
Okay. Have you ever encountered pirates?
No, I'm a pirate.
You're a pirate, okay.
That man is a disaster. To me, anyway. Yeah. Because the other side of that coin is that I'm not arriving as a tourist. I'm not going to restaurants. I never go to restaurants, ever. I don't even go to the bloody place here, you know.
Yeah.
I cook on the boat and everything else. I don't particularly have any interest in old churches or that sort of stuff. You know? I'm there to make money usually, you know. And if it's not making money by actually, I don't know, for example, buying and selling, you know. So in a lot of places I'm buying, in a lot of places I'm selling, and in other places I'm making stuff and doing both.
Yeah.
In Madagascar I do a bit. In Tonga, in Polynesia, in Tahiti. I'm quite well known as an artist, I suppose, you know, because I carve stuff. And between us, we make a lot of stuff. And we've been doing that for 30 years.
Wow.
You know? And I go back to these places and I know everybody, you know. And just now I arrived in Madagascar, and I haven't been in Madagascar for 10 years. And I rode ashore. And there's the man there, young men, they were in their early 20s, and they're saying to me, "Hey, Mr. Bonbon," because they used to be little kiddies.
Yeah.
In 2000, when I was with Antonia, I used to pay them with sweeties.
Well, free?
The wind is free.
Maintenance?
No maintenance.
No maintenance?
Maintenance free.
Maintenance-free boat?